Little Red Riding Hood. Once upon a time, there was a sweet little girl who lived in a village by the forest. She was known for her beautiful red cloak that her grandmother had made for her, and everyone called her Little Red Riding Hood. One sunny morning, her mother asked her to take some goodies to her sick grandmother who lived in a cottage deep in the woods. "Remember, stay on the path and don't talk to strangers," her mother warned. Little Red Riding Hood set off on her journey, happily skipping along the trail. As she walked, she enjoyed the sights and sounds of the forest, picking flowers and humming a tune. Suddenly, she met a sly wolf who was lurking nearby. "Where are you going, little girl?" he asked with a wicked grin. "I'm going to visit my grandmother," she replied innocently. The wolf, thinking of a cunning plan, said, "Why not pick some lovely flowers for her? They're just off the path." Tempted by the idea, Little Red Riding Hood strayed from the path to gather flowers. While she was busy picking flowers, the wolf hurried to the grandmother's house. He knocked on the door, and when the grandmother asked who it was, he mimicked Little Red Riding Hood's voice, saying, "It's me, Little Red Riding Hood." The unsuspecting grandmother opened the door, and the wolf quickly jumped in, swallowed her whole, and then put on her nightgown and cap, climbing into her bed to wait for Little Red Riding Hood. When Little Red Riding Hood finished picking flowers, she continued on her way. Upon arriving at her grandmother's cottage, she noticed the door was slightly ajar. "Grandmother, are you home?" she called out as she stepped inside. Seeing the dim light, she walked toward the bedroom. As she approached the bed, she noticed her grandmother looking rather strange. "Oh, grandmother, what big eyes you have!" she exclaimed. "All the better to see you with, my dear," replied the wolf in a deep voice. "But grandmother, what big ears you have!" Little Red Riding Hood continued, puzzled. "All the better to hear you with, my dear," said the wolf. "And what big teeth you have," she said, taking a step back. "All the better to eat you with," roared the wolf, jumping out of bed. Just then, a nearby woodcutter heard the commotion and rushed into the cottage. With one swift stroke of his axe, he saved Little Red Riding Hood from the wolf, who ran away, never to be seen again. Little Red Riding Hood thanked the woodcutter and promised to be more careful in the future. From that day on, she always stayed on the path and never spoke to strangers. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed Little Red Riding Hood's adventure, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more enchanting tales.